Have you ever looked up at the stars and wondered, are we alone? It's a question that has captivated humanity for centuries. But what if the answer isn't out there in the distant cosmos, but right here, in our own ancient past? Today, we diving deep into one of the most compelling and controversial subjects in history, the Anunnaki. Who were they? Gods from mythology? Or something far more extraterrestrial? Let's travel back in time, thousands of years, to ancient Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. This is the land of the Sumerians, a culture so advanced it gave us writing, the wheel, astronomy, and complex laws. And at the heart of their beliefs were powerful deities they called the Anunnaki. According to their epic poems and cuneiform tablets, like the Enuma Elish, the Anunnaki were a group of gods who descended from the heavens. The name itself is often translated as those who from heaven to earth came. They were said to be the children of the sky god Anu, and they governed every aspect of human existence, from the rising of the sun to the flooding of the rivers. They were beings of immense power, worshipped and feared. To the Sumerians, Babylonians, and Akkadians, these weren't just stories. This was their reality, their history. For a long time, that's where the story ended for mainstream academia. The Anunnaki were fascinating figures in the mythological pantheon of an ancient culture. But then, in the 20th century, a new interpretation emerged, one that would shake the foundations of our understanding of human origins. This new perspective was championed by authors like Zecharia Sitchin. Sitchin, an economist and author with a passion for ancient languages, spent decades studying Sumerian texts. He proposed a radical theory. What if the Sumerians weren't writing about gods in a metaphorical sense? What if they were documenting real, physical beings? According to Sitchin's translations, the Anunnaki were not gods, but astronauts. They were a technologically advanced humanoid species from a planet in our own solar system called Nibiru. Sitchin described Nibiru as a rogue planet with a long, elliptical orbit, bringing it into our inner solar system only once every 3,600 years. He claimed the Anunnaki came to Earth around 450,000 years ago. But why? For a very specific and very precious resource, gold. Apparently, their home planet's atmosphere was deteriorating, and they needed gold particles to suspend in their sky to reflect sunlight and heat, essentially saving their world. The problem was, mining this gold was hard work. The Anunnaki astronauts who were sent to Earth grew tired of the labor. So, the story goes, two of their chief scientists, Enki and Ninhursag, were tasked with creating a primitive worker to do the job for them. They took the existing hominids on Earth, our early ancestors, and upgraded their DNA using Anunnaki genetic material. The result? A new being, a hybrid, the first Homo sapiens. Us. We were created, according to this theory, as a slave species designed to mine gold for our alien masters. It sounds like the plot of a blockbuster sci-fi movie, but proponents of this theory point to the Sumerian texts as evidence. They describe the creation of the first man, called Adamu, from clay, and the breath of life, a process which ancient alien theorists argue is a primitive description of genetic engineering and in vitro fertilization. This theory offers a tantalizing explanation for so many mysteries. Think about the sudden explosion of knowledge with the Sumerian civilization. How did a society go from basic farming to advanced astronomy seemingly overnight? Ancient alien theorists say it wasn't an overnight development, it was a gift. The Anunnaki taught humanity agriculture, writing, and science. It could also explain the many out-of-place artifacts found around the world and the incredible feats of ancient engineering like the pyramids or Stonehenge. Were these structures built with human hands alone, or did they have a little celestial help? Even more fascinating are the descriptions of the Anunnaki themselves. The texts depict them as living for incredibly long lifespans, wielding powerful weapons that sound suspiciously like modern technology, and traveling in sky boats or celestial chariots. They weren't ethereal spirits. They ate, drank, had complex social structures, and even fought wars amongst themselves. These sound less like mythological gods and more like flesh and blood beings with advanced technology that an ancient culture could only interpret as divine magic. Could the staffs of the gods that shot fire have been advanced laser weapons? Could the whirlwinds that carried them away have been spacecraft? Of course, this is where we have to pump the brakes and look at the other side of the coin. The vast majority of historians, archaeologists, and linguists strongly disagree with Sitchin's interpretations. They argue that he selectively translated texts, took passages out of context, and imposed his own narrative onto the ancient myths. Scholars of Sumerian cuneiform point out that the word Anunnaki more accurately means something like princely offspring, and that the stories are complex religious allegories, not historical records of alien contact. They see the creation myths not as a description of genetic engineering, but as a deeply human attempt to understand our place in the universe, a story told by countless cultures in different ways. They also point out that there is zero physical evidence to support the existence of Nibiru. Our astronomers have been scanning the skies for decades, and a planet of that size on such an orbit would have left a significant gravitational footprint on the other planets in our solar system. No such evidence has been found. And what about the gold? While gold is precious, the amount needed to alter an entire planet's atmosphere would be astronomical, far more than could be mined from Earth. The mainstream scientific view is that human evolution is a result of millions of years of natural selection, and our cultural development, while impressive, can be explained through human ingenuity, trade, and the gradual accumulation of knowledge. So where does that leave us? We have two compelling, yet wildly different, narratives. On one hand, we have the established academic view. The Anunnaki are powerful mythological figures from a rich and complex ancient religion, representing the forces of nature and society. They are a window into the Sumerian mind, but not into an alien spaceship. On the other hand, we have the ancient astronaut theory, a gripping story of our own creation at the hands of extraterrestrial visitors, a story that, if true, would rewrite everything we know about ourselves. It suggests that the gods of our ancestors weren't gods at all, but the beings who engineered our very existence. Is it possible that the truth lies somewhere in between? Perhaps ancient peoples did witness something extraordinary in the skies, a meteor shower, a comet, or another natural phenomenon that they interpreted as the arrival of gods. Or maybe, just maybe, there's a kernel of truth to the stories. Maybe we aren't the first intelligent species to walk this planet, or maybe we were helped along the way. The beauty of this mystery is that it forces us to ask big questions. It pushes the boundaries of our imagination and challenges us to look at our ancient past with fresh eyes. Whether you believe the Anunnaki were gods, aliens, or simply the product of a powerful human imagination, their story continues to fascinate us. It reminds us that our history is still full of secrets, and that the line between myth and reality can sometimes be blurry. What do you think? Were the Sumerians documenting their faith in a pantheon of gods, or were they keeping a detailed record of their alien creators? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I read every single one. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history's greatest mysteries. See you next time.